Right now at 6, a bumpy ride for an East Alabama plant, the continuing job cuts at Goodyear, and the brand new numbers just coming into the newsroom.
And brand new images of a major crackdown in Alabama's prisons. The illegal items found all over as new companies are interested in improving our prison system.
Alabama's weather today more like the middle of winter. Temperatures 30 degrees below average, but the weekend will be warmer. I've got forecast details coming up on ABC 3340 News at 6 o'clock. That starts now.
Now, ABC 3340 News at 6.
And first at 6, a new report out from the Alabama Department of Labor shows a record low unemployment rate. But it is not Good Friday in Gadsden, where layoffs are continuing at the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Thanks for choosing us. I'm Christopher Sine.
And I'm Brenda LeDunn. ABC 3340's Byron Khalil spent the day in East Alabama. He shows us why people there say they've had a tough time finding work.
The Alabama Department of Labor's newest unemployment numbers show Anniston at 5.3%, one of the highest rates out of the major cities in the state.
It seems like now this city is not trying to do their very best for the ones that they really need.
Anniston NAACP President Glenn Ray says the numbers don't surprise him. He says people he's talked to in the area say they find difficulties getting hired because of past criminal charges for minor offenses.
It really hurt to see people want to work, can't work for little small things.
Over in Gadsden, the area's largest employer is continuing layoffs, but the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company is staying quiet about just how many will be affected. Meanwhile, the Department of Labor says these jobs are a big part of the economy.
All of those automotive plants and the corresponding suppliers are a large part of our economy and make up for a large percentage of our employment.
In the past, the department has hosted targeted job fairs in areas where large layoffs happened.
At this point, I don't know if anything like that is in the works right now, but it is always a possibility.
Now, the Department of Labor listed Homewood, Northport, Hoover, and Vestavia Hills as major cities with the lowest unemployment rates, all under 3%. ABC 3340 has been on top of the layoffs at the Gadsden plant since the first round was announced back in February. You can find continuing coverage right now on our free news app and on ABC3340.com.
Cleanup continues this evening after severe storms came ripping through our area. Just this time yesterday, storms and heavy rain were pushing right through the state. From Pickens County to Tuscaloosa, people in West Alabama are having to repair roofs and clean up downed trees. Just across the state line, the winds were so strong it left this home. You'll see, there it is right there. Look at that. With only one wall standing. That's in the city of Morton, Mississippi. And this is new video at 6 o'clock, and it shows just how bad some of those storms were in Mississippi. Look what happened to these cars in this building. This all playing out in Jackson, Mississippi. Authorities say the storm ripped bricks right there off of the side of that apartment building there, Brenda.
That's incredible. And back in central Alabama, all of that rain has left us with some much cooler temperatures as we take a live look outside right now. You can see Birmingham at the airport. Chief Meteorologist James Spann is here with a look at our weekend weather. James?
Temperatures only in the 40s this evening. That's way below average, but no severe weather problems here tonight. All the action is well to the east. These are tornado watches in effect for parts of the Carolinas, Virginia, and Maryland. But it's still wet. We have a pesky upper low rotating through eastern Tennessee. A lot of rain now across the northern half of the state. We'll see periods of rain continuing into the early morning hours tomorrow. The bulk of the rain should be over by 8 or 9 o'clock. To the east, we have severe storms in progress moving across parts of the eastern states. But generally speaking, the weekend will feature an improving situation. This is tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. A few lingering showers on the eastern side of the state. We think the sky clears and the sun will come back by afternoon. What about Sunday and next week? I've got that forecast and much more coming up in minutes, so stay with us.
And James, speaking of the weekend, the Oak Mountain Spring State Fair is now open in Pelham. To help keep traffic moving, Pelham police officers will be out there monitoring all of the cars. And of course, with the recent severe weather, wanted to let you know that Captain Pat Cheatwood tells us the amphitheater does have a severe weather plan should there be an issue.
If need be, we'll have people evacuate the area and seek shelter. But we just ask that people be prepared before they get here, know what their family's plan is going to be, and just have that plan in place and ready to to improvise if they have to.
Always good to be prepared. The fair is open through Sunday, then we'll be back open starting next Wednesday.
As yesterday's storms proved, you must have ways to get weather alerts and warnings. The free ABC 3340 weather app is one easy way for you to always stay ahead of the weather. You can get instant access to the radar, the weather blogs, plus alerts sent right to your phone. And years of complaints over a private sewer system, now a proposed bill would give ratepayers a say in who oversees operations.
The I-Team's Cynthia Gould with the brand new developments.
Taney Hill Sewer System serves customers in Tuscaloosa and Jefferson counties out in the Lakeview area.
We have petitions with over 700 names of people begging for Public Service Commission oversight of the sewer because the problems just continue to not only exist but get bigger.
For now, the appointed GUSC board oversees the system, but some feel it's controlled by sewer owner Mike White. House Bill 480 filed earlier this week would put the Public Service Commission in control.
The bill will simply give us an opportunity to vote. So there's no reason that I can think of that someone should oppose this bill because it's just giving voters an opportunity to do what they want or say what they want to have done.
The PSC would audit the system and set rates. Last year, 3 Lakeview council members came out against the plan.
I hope that the outrage that came from the citizens after that has made it clear that they want the opportunity to vote.
Mayor Calhoun says the ongoing conflict hurts development and has led some to sell their homes. Others have filed a pending federal lawsuit. Mayor Calhoun says they may explore buying the sewer system, but so far they haven't gotten a selling price. Cynthia Gould, ABC 3340 News.
And Tuscaloosa Representative Rich Wingo sponsored House Bill 480. If it passes, there would then be a statewide vote.
We're learning new information at 6 o'clock on the next steps for prison reform in the state. Governor Kay Ivey says several developers have expressed interest in improving prison infrastructure. So far, 5 companies are interested in working on projects. The prison system is also working to hire 500 officers within a year following a scathing report from the Department of Justice. Meanwhile, we're getting our first look at a major operation to find illegal items in Alabama's prisons. Yesterday, the Department of Corrections and other state officials searched the Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore in South Alabama. They found 16 cell phones, hundreds of pills, 91 grams of meth, and nearly 400 makeshift weapons. In February, the Department of Corrections did a similar sweep at the St. Clair Correctional Facility in Springville.
We have an update for you right now. A missing mother and her daughter from Birmingham have been found safe. We first told you about this search as breaking news this morning. Birmingham police officers tell us 43-year-old Kristen Hirsch and her 7-year-old daughter Julia are doing okay. We're still, though, working to find out where exactly they were found.
The news stories continue on ABC 3340 News at 6, changing the penalty for using marijuana.
One local district attorney has a new plan. Still ahead, Danny Carr explains his plan to decriminalize certain use. And a health alert for you tonight, the expanding recall for one popular blood pressure pill. It's new and it's next at 6. Turn to a recall alert happening right now, and this may send you to the medicine cabinet. Torrent is expanding the recall for blood pressure pill losartan. The FDA says the company is adding 36 lots of the potassium tablets and 68 lots of a different type of potassium tablet. It's all because of traces of potentially cancer-causing impurities. If you take losartan, you should call your doctor before quitting the medication. We have a complete recall list right now on abc3340.com.
A transit study will begin soon for parking around Anniston's Freedom Riders National Monument. Our news partner, the Anniston Star, reports the City Council hired a transit firm to do the 5-month study. Now, the city is using a grant from the National Park Service to pay for it. The study will help the city prepare for increasing traffic to the monument.
James, I didn't know if you need to throw a couple logs on the fire.
Cold out there, man. Goodness. In fact, it's even cold on the Gulf Coast. At least the sun is out down there. By the way, you know what happens down there next weekend? The annual Interstate Mullet Toss at the Floribama. Come on now. That's not this weekend, but next weekend. I've got our Easter weekend forecast and much more all coming up, so stay with us.
Can't wait for the mullet toss and packed interstates and tired drivers. It's a more dangerous combination than you may believe. Tonight, we are working for you with the warning signs you need to know to combat against drowsy driving.
You're watching ABC 3340, the station working for you, with Brenda LaDunn and Christopher Sine. The Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist James Spann and Jeff Spiegel with sports. ABC 3340 News is always working for you.
Taking away jail time for simple marijuana possession, Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr has a new proposal to decriminalize small amounts of marijuana possession. ABC 3340's Lauren Walsh explains his plan.
Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr wants to treat simple marijuana possession similar to a parking ticket or traffic stop. Carr acknowledges he cannot change the law, so possession charges would still be on offenders' records. However, it's the jail time he says he can take out, using his prosecutorial discretion.
For personal use amounts, that person is cited at the scene and released to go on, and then they'll go to court at a later date. So that would alleviate the issues of taking them to jail, having them booked in, an officer having to be taken off the street, transport a person to jail, in essence, allowing that officer to stay on the street and continue patrolling the area for violent crime.
Carr says before his proposal is implemented, he first wants buy-in from Jefferson County's sheriff and Birmingham's police chief and mayor. Marijuana would still be illegal. Carr cannot change that, and he emphasized that his proposal does not change trafficking or distribution charges. He says his office would still pursue those cases. Back to you.
Lauren Walsh, thank you very much for that. Carr says the amount of marijuana and the amount of the fine still needs to be determined. You know it's Friday, and as you take a live look, oh my goodness, look at Highway 280. A little busy there, right, Brenda, on this Friday? Obviously, that's Grandview Medical Center on the left-hand part of your screen, the summit off in the distance there. And with spring break over and people thinking about summer vacation, there's a new warning you need to hear about before you get in the car. We're talking about drowsy driving. Turns out driving while you're sleepy is a much bigger problem than many realize.
And you're not only putting your life at risk, but also everyone else's on the road. And tonight, we're working for you with ways you can keep your family safe. New research from the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety found that drowsy drivers are a bigger road risk than previously thought. Accidents are 3 times as great during the nighttime hours where drowsiness was a factor.
Similar to alcohol intoxication, your reflexes and responses and data processing speed would be slower.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says an estimated 1 in 25 adult drivers report having fallen asleep while driving in the previous 30 days. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that drowsy driving is responsible each year for about 83,000 crashes, 37,000 of them with injuries, and nearly 900 deaths. If you're on the road, make sure you recognize the signs of drowsy driving. Yawning or blinking frequently, missing your exit, drifting from your lane. If you think you are too tired to drive, you probably are. So pull over. Better yet, don't get behind the wheel to begin with. And speaking of traffic, a major project will impact your drive starting next week in Tuscaloosa County. AlDOT will demolish the eastbound interstate bridge over McFarland Boulevard next week. Starting Tuesday night, eastbound traffic will shift onto the new bridge. AlDOT is already warning people to be ready for overnight lane closures on McFarland Boulevard.
Alabama's weather unseasonably cool today. That's our sky cam atop Grandview Medical Center looking down on U.S. Highway 280. Only 48 degrees. We should be well up in the 70s this time of the year. Check out the other numbers across the state. Many spots are in the 40s. 49 down at the Shelby County Airport in Alabaster. 49 in Gadsden. 43 now in Cullman. Haleyville 45. Birmingham in the upper 40s at 48 degrees. We will be warmer this weekend. At this time last night, we had severe storms in progress across the state. This evening, the severe weather over here near the Atlantic coast. We have tornado watches in effect for parts of the Carolinas, Virginia, and Maryland. Still a few tornado warning polygons in through here. Those storms will likely sweep off the Atlantic coast later tonight. A deep cold core upper low is over eastern Tennessee. We have showers wrapping around the base of that over the northern half of the state. Nothing severe, nothing too heavy, but no doubt we'll see rain at times tonight into tomorrow morning. Not raining everywhere, but occasional rain showers are likely tonight, and it's a cold rain with temperatures falling in the 40s. And again, you can see the swirl here in the rain pattern. That's that upper low that's currently over eastern Tennessee. Severe storms continue through parts of Virginia, North Carolina, and Maryland. The weather there will settle down later tonight. Overnight tonight, we'll see periods of rain. This is tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. At that point, we could see some lingering light rain on the eastern side of the state. West Alabama will likely be dry. We start the day in the 40s. During the day, the sky begins to clear. This is 2:30. At that point, West Alabama should be in bright sunshine. Tuscaloosa 65. There could be some lingering clouds hanging tough on the eastern side of the state. Those will likely clear by late afternoon. And then for Easter Sunday, the weather could not be better. We start the day in the 40s for the Easter sunrise services. Some of the colder pockets may be in the upper 30s, but a big warm up during the day. Nothing but sunshine. The high should be in the middle 70s and will stay dry for the first few days of next week with highs back in the low 80s by then. For tonight, cloudy, cold, occasional rain showers. The overnight low 41. Tomorrow, showers ending early in the day, then clearing by afternoon. The clearing from west to east. The high should be in the mid-60s, around 64, with a gusty west wind at 10 to 20. Again, bright sunshine for Easter Sunday, the high 77. Low 80s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're dry for the first half of the week. Next chance of showers and thunderstorms will be on Thursday. You can hear my forecast every day on great radio stations around the state, including 98.7 KISS FM. Good news for the moment. That deal Thursday of next week does not look like a severe weather setup, and we've had enough of those for a while.
Oh, yes, that is good news. Thanks a lot, James.
Checking out Patrick in sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up, high school baseball playoffs are underway. We'll give you an update on Gardendale versus Pinson Valley, and Nick Saban is set to undergo surgery next week. We'll tell you when he's expected to go under the knife when we come back.
Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by PlayStation Vue. ABC 3340 is now available live on PlayStation Vue. Watch live TV across devices. No PlayStation console required.
And a new bill regarding the security at your child's school. Tonight, we take a close look at the options for armed school security guards and what's next.
Plus, customers at a local coffee shop are getting more than a caffeine boost. How you're helping third world farmers support their families by drinking coffee.
Now, the Pepsi Sports Desk with Patrick Brickman.
Former Alabama safety Clinton Dix still hasn't gotten his diploma from the university. The Chicago Bear tweeting that he still owes 100 pennies to the school. You guys are wrong for doing your boy like this, he said, and showing a picture of it to count. Yep, he still owes $1 full for a spring 2018 semester. Don't worry, you still graduated. It'll come. Don't worry. His old coach, Nick Saban, is getting ready to undergo the knife. We've learned today that he will have hip replacement surgery on Monday. He said last weekend that that hip had been bothering him throughout the spring, but that we shouldn't worry. He'll be back soon.
You know, they say even if it's the worst case scenario, it may be 6 or 8 weeks. But, you know, I can still cover rugs and cut them off. I can do whatever I need to do. I can still play golf.
Well, that's certainly good news. High school baseball in their playoffs. A lot of games were suspended because of the rain, but they did tough it out in Gardendale as they took on Pinson Valley in this one. This is the top of the third. Joseph Smith with an RBI single. That's the first run of the game. Then his teammate, T.J. Chastain, same inning. Another single here. That's going to bring around 2 more. That would make it a 3-0 game. And in the next inning, Joseph Smith coming through again, top of the fourth. That's his second and third ribbies of the afternoon. This one's currently late, 7-4 score. Remember on Wednesday when former Hillcrest Patriot Tim Anderson had that awesome bat flip 2 innings later, the pitcher beamed him for it. This was the scene afterward, and now Anderson is being punished for his role in this altercation. He's specifically for the language he used toward the pitcher, Brad Keller, who, again, beamed him. The MLB is suspending Anderson for 1 game. Keller is going to sit out 5 games. Down in Gainesville, Alabama softball is taking on Florida. The Tide are ranked 7th in the nation. Gators are number 9, so a good matchup. And here we go, our first strike of the game. This is a nice little RBI double by Kendrell Lindemann. It's going to go all the way to the fence, and they're going to come around and score after the full count walk. Kaylee Toe would tie it up in the top of the 3rd. That's an RBI single for her, right back up the middle. So we're looking at a 1-1 ball game. And then Bama would come through. They'd take the lead in a little bit when Bailey Hemphill chops an RBI single up the middle. That would bring in another for the Crimson Tide. A fielding error would allow Alabama to plate that run. So the Crimson Tide are ahead here 3-1 now. And they just got a score while I was on air. Good job putting that in right there. Looking for a big road win, though. We're in the 5th inning of this one. We've also got an SEC baseball doubleheader. Alabama taking on powerhouse Vanderbilt. This one just started, still scoreless. Auburn and Ole Miss, they're in a rain delay, so that game has been pushed back to 6:45. Alabama senior Abby Armbrecht competed for the floor title at the College Gymnastics National Championships. Final floor routine of her career, great score, 9.9125. That would be good for 7th. That makes her an All-American. Auburn's Darian Goburn will do the vault a little bit later this evening. Finally tonight, the Birmingham Bulls will be looking to punch their ticket into the President's Cup. They're taking on the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs in Game 2 of the best-of-3 semifinal series. The Bulls won it 4-3 last night, meaning they're just that 1 win away. Game starts tonight at the Pelham Civic Complex at 7:30. We're going to have highlights of this one coming up tonight at 10.
All right, we'll look forward to that.
James, you ever skated on the ice?
No, because you know where I'm falling. Here we go, 7-day. We got the Birmingham Legion FC. They've got some soccer going on this weekend.
They do. Yeah,
Going to be a beautiful day. Come on now. Clearing tomorrow, sunshine by afternoon. Sunday, Easter will be fantastic. We start the day in the 40s, the high in the 70s, low 80s for the first part of next week. Next chance of showers and storms on Thursday. We'll update the forecast tonight at 10.
Ooh, those sunshines look great, and that's all the time we have for the news at 6.
We know you have a choice when it comes to your news, sports, and weather. Certainly thank you for choosing ABC 3340. Your next newscast is at 10 o'clock.